So the first thing of importance is to show you how to walk through these chords. I use a lot of chord tones and the scales from which those chords are built. So for a minor 7 chord, I think about the Dorian scale. For the F7, I think about the Mixolydian scale. And the B flat, I think about the B flat major scale. But if you think about, all those are really the same notes. So just playing the chords and the chord tones, arpeggios, like for the C minor 7, you play like a C, E flat, G, and B flat, that's a C. Then the F7, F, A, C, E flat, that's those chord tones, and B flat, D, F, and 6 on this one, so a G. But that'll make a bass line, but it won't really make a really strong bass line. What you need to make a strong bass line are these leading tones going to the new chord. So if we're on C and we're going to F, we need to look forward to F. And so what you want to be at on beat 4 of the C minor 7 measure is a note that is a half step away from the F. So we can either go under with the E, which we did in this example, or we can go over it with the F sharp or G flat, which I'll show you in the next line. So that first measure, you've got, then that E natural leads strongly to the F. And we did the same kind of thing going to the B flat. And right there, yeah, where I went B flat, F, B flat, and C up to the D, I could have gone, if I wanted to, I could use that C sharp there to get the D, to make it more of a strong bass line. And notice right here, I did over where we had just 2 beats of chord. I played the root, then a half step up from the next one, then the actual chord, and then a half step up from the next chord, C, which is D flat. Some people call that the flat 5 rule. You know, you have bass lines that sound like this. Good thing to Google or something, the flat 5 rule. Some bass players like to call it that. I just call it using chromatic leading tones in one direction. Anyway. So in the next measure, we have an arpeggio, measure 5, C minor. Then we have this flat 5 there leading down, half step to the new note. Then right there, that's just a straight arpeggio, F7 arpeggio, which leads nice to B flat. If you look at the last measure, on this measure I went ahead and looked ahead to where the played notes actually were. So I'm thinking about, how do I get from D up to a C? Well, I go D, F, which is the third of the D chord, then G, B, which is B is the third of the G chord, and now I'm just right there by the C. So that's just one way you can do a walking bass line. If you're a serious bass player, though, you want to get some materials and some books about building walking bass lines and bass lines. That's how you're going to get gigs and how you're going to get paid to play bass. Nobody wants to hear you play a solo on the bass. People want to see how well you can create bass lines to their changes in their songs. And same thing for guitarists and keyboard players. You know, they want you to hear you play the changes very smoothly and correctly and effectively. So that's the lesson there.